Hello guys, it is Adam Black. Today I wanted to talk about the positive and negative thoughts which we might be having and how to interpret them and understand them. Because thoughts are not something that is either true or false, and neither are they bad or good. I'm gonna get into that in a second. Thoughts are ephemeral, they're not physical, they're kind of each individual to each person, and they are not really having this quality of being a truth, right? You cannot capture and say this thought is a truth. Instead of it's more useful to think about thoughts as being the things that guide the body to do something or not do something. And the thoughts that are making us do something, they are positive thoughts, whereas the thoughts that are preventing us from doing something, and they limit us from doing something, they are negative thoughts, kind of like a battery, there is a negative and a positive side to a battery. There are positive and negative thoughts. Now, which of them are good or bad? Well, I don't believe that's a good terminology. We live in a culture where there are things being called bad and other things are being called good. And neither of those are essentially addressing what's happening with thinking, right? We often think, for example, that if you do or think this, that's bad. And we kind of try to prevent negative thinking or shame negative thinking or, cancel negative thinking. Whereas positive thinking, it makes us feel good, right? Everything is nice. I don't believe that this language even is appropriate, because negative thinking is required if you want to get disciplined for meditation, for going to the gym, for writing, for developing something, for running a business, for running a podcast. Just ask anybody that is creative in any way. They have to limit their focus, meaning they have a negative thought about certain distractions, whereas positive thoughts, as it comes down to their life's purpose. Now, a better way to think about thoughts is, are they distorted or are they balanced? Because balanced thoughts, they help us to have this balance between a expansion of being, because positive thoughts make us expand, and a way of limiting that expansion in a positive and normal way. Think, for example, of plant growth. Right? Trees and plants grow each year, they go through the cycle. In the winter, everything is dying and dead, right? So they have a balanced way of working with the seasons. Whereas distorted thoughts, they are like thoughts not in harmony, like too many negative thoughts, like problems of inadequacy, fear, things that prevent us really from pursuing our purpose, because they are distorted. They are thoughts that completely distort our perspective on the world. So it's important here to remember that distorted thoughts are not bad either, right? Because you're depressed, that's not bad, right? I'm kind of laughing. It makes you feel bad. Anxious thoughts make you feel bad. Doubt and self-doubt are obviously not fun to have, but they are there to protect you. They have, or at least maybe not now. Now they are at a disservice for you. But in the past, all these distorted thoughts have been formed and created to protect you from a certain experience, from certain bad memories, from certain assumptions, beliefs about the world. So they often actually come out of unprocessed traumatic experiences. And if we keep on having these distorted thoughts in our life, we will have a bigger problem fulfilling our purpose. So it's important to understand and look at your distorted thoughts, right? What part of your thinking is balanced and what part is distorted. It's a very annoying exercise to do, and I believe it. Writing and self-analysis is uncomfortable as fuck, but sometimes you have to really look at it. You have to write it down and see it. What are you? What part of your control mechanism of your neocortex is fucking you up, or which one is helping you live a balanced life? So SpellBook is a digital way to capture these. Not always, obviously. I love having my paper notebooks. Paper notebooks are amazing. I'm a big fan. They are the origin of anything in my life. But then there is also this perspective for me that to have a digital version of your journal, to have a quick, like a soundboard, you can say, like a digital moleskin, you could say, to see them and to be often confronted with your thoughts and your thinking, which you then put into SpellBook. It's something that's really beneficial, because the more often you look into the mirror, the more self-aware you become. And SpellBook is kind of like a portal into your own inner being. So I hope this helps and makes things more clear. Enjoy the week.